All right, well, good afternoon, and we're going to run through a little pre-processing here. First thing I'm going to do is open up my PixInsight. And once that opens, first thing done is weighted batch pre-processing. And once this opens up, I will go ahead and add in the my light frames. So the way I have it set up is DSO, scope, Black Mesa Valley, target data, however you want to organize it. Anyway, I'm just adding my lights. Then we're going to add the flats. And then the calibration frames, diagnostic check, good, post, 11 hours, 5 minutes. All I'm doing is turning off local normalization, and I would choose an output directory and run it. Basic. All right, so that gives us our integrated master light frame, and we can take a quick look at that by unlinking the screen transfer function, pressing the little nuke button, and here's what we're starting off with. So one of the first things I do right now anyway, if I want to take advantage of this gradient correction here, this multi-scale gradient correction, I would first have to run this flux process, and we will go ahead and let that run briefly here. Oops, excuse me. Okay, once this spectrophotometric flux calibration process ends, you'll get this little chart. I just close it, and then I will go ahead and run the multi-scale gradient correction. So that leaves us with a gradient correction. That's what it looks like. Go ahead and delete that, and this is what we are now left with. Could go ahead and re-stretch that if you want. I might make a little bit of a difference. So now I might go up close, zoom in, check things out, whatever. But just for the sake of continuity here, I'm just going to run a dash of SPCC. So this is our spectrophotometric color calibration process. And we'll go ahead and let that run. Now when that's done, that's going to leave us with kind of a funky looking image and this little graph right here. Just delete the graph, relink the STF, and have a stretch. Now it should look correct. This is corrected by SPCC anyway. This is all pre-set up with my ASI 2600 sensor settings. So next, what I will do is I will probably just run a quick dash of Blur Exterminator at this point if I wanted. I don't know, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. We will in this case, so go ahead and let that, we'll go ahead and let that run. Okay, so our passive Blur Exterminator has ran, and we can see that it did do a little bit of something, just kind of shrank up the stars a little bit and maybe allowed some detail to come forth. Anyway, at this point we are still linear, right? So we have done flux, we have done gradient correction, we did color correction, and we did optical correction. Now we're going to take this image linear. So go ahead and shut off the screen stretch and apply your permanent stretch of choice. I like to use this this histogram transformation linked stretch by Bill Blanchard, and this is what I end up with. And we are going to make a copy of this now. I'm just going to kind of deviate from here. So what I'll do is I'll just put this away for now. This is our original one with the really long name there. And we can now turn our focus towards this starless image, right? So we're going to make it starless by doing Star Exterminator. Okay, so now we have the stars image and the starless image. So the next thing I do is a quick pass of SCNR, and that just kind of takes care of any residual green cast without leaving this overly magenta looking correction. And we can go ahead and put that out of the way. And now with the starless image, I get a little fancy here. What I'll do is I make this mask, right, by making a luminance copy. And I modify the mask a little bit with a couple of passes of unsharp mask. And sometimes I blur it, sometimes I don't. Just for the sake of simplicity, we'll just not blur it. We'll use it as a mask on our starless image. Put the mask away up there. Also got to invert the mask, and then I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to visually turn it off. It's still on. Unsharp mask once, and maybe twice. Then we're gonna delete the mask. We're done with it. Just take the mask off with this button up here. So next what I'm going to do is apply some noise exterminator. And after the noise exterminator is applied, then I will just hit it with a pass of SCNR. And if I really feel like being fancy, I will do this high pass filter application. Image is already loaded, starless, with a high pass filter version of itself blended together. Just hit the checkbox, and it makes a brand new image for us. Put starless out of the way. Makes our brand new image, image blend it's called. And the next thing I might do is this little trick here called Orton Glow. And I will just pick the image blend and create duplicate for glow, screen button, excuse me, and refresh preview. If I think that's a little bright, I'll back it down to about 25% and apply the Orton effect. And doesn't give you any indication that it's done. It just kind of stops at this 780 milliseconds, whatever. and leaves behind this. Get rid of that. And here we are with our Orton Glow high pass filter, noise reduced, unsharp mask, enhanced nebula data. So now the next thing to do is put the stars back in it. And as I've opened this before, it already loads my image blend and starless stars, so I can just go ahead and hit the checkbox and close the script and the little script dialog, and we can put image blend out of the way over here, and we end up now with this. And maybe for the last thing, I'll do a quick star reduction pass. And what we have now is this, and we started with this. And what is it? Option page down, command page down. So after, before, after, before, after. What I'll do is name this what I want it to be, M45, version 5 or whatever. And then this gets saved as a TIFF file. Save over the one that's in there. 16-bit. And this is the PixInsight workflow. Next, I would go over to Lightroom and just make some final adjustments. But for now, we could probably call this done.